Let's look at this question. DMRC runs metro trains between every two stations among the four stations, Anand, Botanical, Chandni and Dwarka. These four trains can have 4, 6 or 8 coaches, and the fare between any two stations is rupees 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. All trains between any particular pair of stations have the same number of coaches and also the same fare. So for the four trains, for the four destinations that we have, there can be 6 trains because for every pair there will be a separate train. So we have Anand Botanical, we have Anand Chandni, we have Anand Dwarka, we have Botanical Chandni, we have Botanical Dwarka, and we have Chandni Dwarka. These 6 pairings exist. Okay. From both the stations, Anand as well as Dwarka, trains having 4, 6 or 8 coaches run, whereas from Botanical Station, trains having only 4 coaches run. So this tells me the Anand Botanical pairing will have 4 coaches. The train running between Anand Botanical will have 4 coaches. Between Botanical Chandni will also have 4 coaches, and between Botanical Dwarka will also have 4 coaches. Now, see here for A, I know it could be 8 or 6, it could be 6 or 8. So even if I entertain both these possibilities, 6, 8. Now see for Dwarka, you're also supposed to have 4, 6 and 8 both. 4 is with Botanical, 8 is with Anand. So with Chandni, we will have 6. Or remember, the 6 and 8 was a choice that we made. The alternate case would be this is 8, this is 6. And correspondingly, now for Dwarka, you have a train with 6 coaches, you have a train with 4 coaches. So this train with Chandni has to be 8 coaches. These are the possibilities for number of coaches for the 6 routes that are being taken by the trains. Okay. This first point is taken care of. Trains from station Anand to all other stations have different fares. So these 3 spots, the fares for Anand to Botanical, Anand to Chandni and Anand to Dwarka have to be all different. The same holds true for station Chandni and Dwarka. What is conspicuous by absence is the station Botanical. For Botanical, you can have same prices, but for Chandni, Dwarka and Anand, the 3 prices that you will get will be distinct. The 3 fares that you will get will be distinct for the 3 destinations. Okay. No 2 routes with trains having 6 coaches have the same fare, which is to say AC and CD in case 1 will not have the same fare. Similarly, no 2 routes with trains having 8 coaches have the same fares. Or in case 2, AC and CD will not have the same fare, which is another way of saying, forget the 6 coaches and 8 coaches storyline. I know AC will not be same as CD. Their fares, AC and CD fares will not be the same. Okay. This is a fairly redundant piece of information. The fairly redundant piece of information because look at AC and CD. They have Chandni in common. And we were also told trains from Chandni to all other stations have different fares. So yes, that was anyway true. So this point 3 does not really add value to the storyline. It is the same thing that we already knew before. Okay. Next, total fare for 3 routes from Chandni and Botanical is 90 and 100 respectively. Absolutely wonderful. Look at Chandni's fare, 90. This 90 has to be broken down into 3 separate fares, and that can only happen with 20 and 30 and 40. The 3 fares from Chandni will necessarily be 20, 30 and 40. But for Botanical, the storyline is slightly different. For 100, you can have 20. Now you need 80 more. So you can have 30, 50, or you can also have 40, 40. Because remember, from point 2, Anand had different fares, Chandni had different fares, Dwarka had different fares, but there was no such compulsion about Botanical. It could have 40, 40 or same fares as well. Now this is 20, 40, 40. The other case will be 30, 30 and 40. This is also known. This is also known. Okay. So for Chandni, we have just one case of different price combos. For Botanical, we have 3 cases. Okay. Next, the fare from Botanical to Dwarka station is more than from Anand to Botanical station. Okay. Fare from Botanical to Dwarka station So BD, let's say if the price here was M and the price here was N. We have been told M is greater than N. Okay. Now, looking at the questions, it is a very clear indication that we will not have a precise case coming out. There will be multiple cases. So let's try and identify the exhaustive number of cases. For exhaustive number of cases, things that I can see here, or how I would go about making it is, for the trains from C, I can see it is 20, 30, 40. So 3 factorial I have to do. I will write down all the 6 cases. If this is 20, this is 30, and this is 40. Correspondingly, I can also have this is 20, this is 40, this is 30, this is 30, this is 20, and this is 40. Now this is 30, this is 40, and this is 20. Finally, 40, 30, 20, 20, 30, and 40. Okay, this we have identified the 6 possible cases. All possibilities for C have been accounted for. All possibilities for C have been accounted for. Okay, now I'm looking at these two, the root AB and the root BD. The root AB and the root BD, and also the root BC. BC already has a 30. So of course 20, 40, 40 pairing is not being used. Either the pairing being used is 20, 30, 50, or the pairing being used is 30, 30, 40. One of these two pairings is being used. So I'll go ahead. First I try with 20 and 50. AB has to be less than BD. So if this is 20, this has to be 50. But hopefully you can see the problem with this case building. AB and AC cannot have same price. We knew that Anand had to have different fares everywhere. So this is an unacceptable outcome. I can't really have 20 and 50 here. How about having 30 and 40 here? 30 and 40 here. This becomes an unacceptable case because we also knew Dwarka is supposed to have distinct prices everywhere. But now Botanical Dwarka and Chandni Dwarka have same price. So this is also unacceptable. And at this time, we can happily say this case where you have 20, 30, 40 distributed for for routes of Chandni, they are impossible to make a case out of. See, I'll do this processing again. Now that I have a BC as 30, so B definitely has a 30, B definitely has a 30. So 20, 40, 40 case is no longer applicable. Either it is 20, 30, 50. If I put down a 20 and a 50, if I put down a 20 and a 50, because I know N has to be lower than M. I know AB route price has to be lower than BD route price. So if I put down 20 and 50, the problem is AB and AC will have the same price, which is unacceptable. If I put down 30 and 40, then BD and CD will have same price. Dwarka is supposed to have 3 different fares. That is also a problem. So no case can be made, and I can happily rule out any case building from here. Okay. Now let's look at BC being 40. If BC is 40, again, I will have either 20, 40, 40 or 30, 30, 40 happening. Can I have 40 and 20 here? No. Anand will have same prices. Anand will have same prices. Or Anand to Botanical and Anand to Chandni will have same prices. So that becomes unacceptable. Can I have 30 and 30 here? No, I know M had to be greater than N. So if I put down 30 and 30 here, that also becomes unacceptable, which means I don't even get an acceptable case here. This is also bad. No case can be formed here. Let us look at the third iteration. BC is currently 20. So either it is 20, 30, 50 or it is 20, 40, 40. 40, 40 is straight away ruled out. 40, 40 is straight away ruled out because N had to be lower than M. So the only acceptable case will be If I put down 50 here and I put down 30 here, and again, hopefully you can see this is an unacceptable case. Hopefully you can see this is an unacceptable case because AB and AC are getting the same price. So no, I can't have this either. This is also not possible. I can happily rule out this third iteration as well. This is also one. Now the fourth one. I've got 40 here. I've got 40 here. Can I go 40, 30? No, I can't go 40, 30 because then AB and AC will be identical. But I can go, sorry, 40, 30, how can I go? 30, 30, 30, 30, I can't go. The only case I can go is 40 and 20. 40 and 20. Okay. Right now, see, AB and AC are different. BC and BD are identical, but we don't care for that. CD is 20, BD is 40. So D, the two values that have come in so far are different. Now for this fifth spot, it cannot take a price of 20 because A is already 20. It cannot take a price of 30 because A is already 30. It cannot take a price of 40 either because BD is already 40 and D is supposed to have three distinct prices. The only price that can go in here is 50. And all conditions, all cases, everything is met here. This is the first acceptable case we have identified. Okay. In fact, this also gives me, if the fare, answer to the first question, if the fare from Anand to Chandni is 30, that is here, then what is the fare in rupees from Chandni to Dwarka? Chandni to Dwarka will be 20. This is known. Okay. Now for the next one, what can be the least possible fare in rupees from Anand to Dwarka if one goes via Chandni? The problem is I need to figure out the other cases if they are possible or not. Let's see. We've done this for AC being 30, 40, 20 we had seen. Given that AC was 30, 40, 20, BC was 40. So 30, 30 could not go, only 40, 20 could go. Yes. Now let's look at BC being 30. So B is 30. If B is 30, I could have 40 and 30 here. I could have 40 and 30 here, or I could have 50 and 20 here. So two cases I'm getting from here. This 50, 20 and 40, 30. These two possibilities I'm getting here. Okay, let's see right now. A, the two prices are distinct. For BC, 30, 20, fine. D, 50, 20, 40, 20. Everything is fine. Now let's try to, for the top case, for this case, let's try 20, 40. 20 cannot come here, 40 cannot come here, 50 cannot come here because 50 is already used up in D and 20 cannot come here. So I can have 30 here. For the top case, I can have 30 here. Let us now check here at the bottom. I have 30 here. I have 40 here. For 30, 40, let's see for AD price, 30 cannot come here, 40 cannot come here. 40 cannot come here, 20 cannot come here. So I can have 50. Oh, so both these cases are valid. So I'll write them with appropriate integer. There was a 40. I forgotten the numbers. 30 and 20, but I can generate it logically, no? 50 and 20, with BC being 30, 50 and 20, and 40 and 30. These two stored lines are done. So this has to be 50 then. These two cases we have got from the fifth subcase. Now for the last iteration, let's see. I've got 40, 20, 30. So BC is already 20. If BC is already 20, 40, 40 wouldn't work. The only way it works is if this is 50 and this is 30. The only way it works is if this is 50, this is 30. Now, For AD, I can't have 30, I can't have 40, I can't have 50. So the only price I can have is 20. Is there anything wrong here? Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it. Everything seems fine. And then, therefore, we have these 4 final cases. We have these 4 final cases. Okay. The second column and the fourth column had to be distinct. That is taken care of. The first column had to be lower than the fifth column. That is taken care of. The third, the fifth, and the sixth column had to be distinct: 50, 40, 20, 30, 50, 20, 20, 50, 30, 50, 40, 20. Yes, they are also distinct. The first, oh, sorry. So the second, the third, and the fifth column had to add up to, sorry, the first, the fourth, and the fifth column had to add up to 100. 20, 40, 40, 20, 30, 50, 30, 20, 50, 30, 30, 40. Yes, that is also fine. And C had to add up to 90. That was my starting point. So 30, 40, 20, 40, 30, 20. Yes, all these 4 are acceptable cases. Now let's get to individual answers. What can be the least possible fare from Anand to Dwarka if one goes by Chandni? So I have to go Anand to Chandni to Dwarka, if these are the routes. Anand to Chandni and then Chandni to Dwarka. In this case, I get 30 and 20. This is 30 and this is 20. And this turns out to be 50. Great. In the second case, I get 40 and 20. In the next case, I get 40 and 30. In the last case, I get 40 and 20. So clearly, the lowest fare will be 50. Okay. Now, which of the following cannot be the fare of an 8-coach train? Look at the 8-coach train. If it is the AD is the 8-coach train, then 50, 30, 20, all prices are possible. If AC is the 8-coach train, then 40 is also possible. Then all prices are possible. So the answer to this question has to be none of these. If the fare of a 4-coach train is more than the fare of all 6 or 8-coach trains, fare of a 4-coach train is higher than all 6 or 8-coach trains. So this case is out because 40, as in the 8-coach or 6-coach train ends up with a 50, which cannot be there. I'm also ruling out cases because it's the last question. Price of a 4-coach train. 50 is higher than everything else. 50 is higher than everything else. So this case is also ruled out. Fourth case is also ruled out. These are the only 2 cases left. The price of a 4-coach train is more than the fare of all 6 or 8-coach trains. Then what is the least possible value for the total fare of all 6 or 8-coach trains taken together? Least possible value they're asking. I have 40 and 30 and 20. And I have 40 and 20 and 30. So in either case, you are getting 90 only. The answer will be option B, 90. And that is the entirety of this set.